Roger! We've come to bother you once again. Happy Friday, boys and girls. What's on the agenda today, handsome? We're getting those heads put together, right?
See if we can finish putting the pistons and rings in it without trying to fold all the rings over.
Oh yeah. I forgot we gotta do that. Can I knock one home today?
We'll see how it goes. If it looks like it's going home easy, then I'll pump it back out and let you see what you're gonna do to it.
All right, cool. We're getting our final pistons in the engine today. Roger went ahead and drove in our casting plugs. Looking nice and brassy. My wife is definitely sassy.
Well, we already figured that out.
Yeah, we've known that for a while.
We didn't even have to get that on tape.
I've got it documented now.
Yeah, there's many different sources.
People also thought you didn't put bearings on there.
I didn't put bearings in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's see how that works out.
That and they thought you were lubing up the bearings with white lithium grease. And I said, he's not an electrician, damn it.
Yeah, yeah. He was.
Look, there's a bearing there, guys.
Dude, yeah, leave it. See? I got a good day going. I'm even going to line the locking tabs up today.
All other people were complaining that you didn't put ARP lube on the threads of those.
They're already on there. And when I resized the rods,
That's right.
settle down.
They're already inside the
Get you.
threads.
Yep, we'll get you nuggies in a knot.
That's a famous word today. It's the second time he said that.
What?
Noogies.
Nuggies?
All right, Frank.
Okay.
Tap around the outside and feel it seat up against the block.
On the
See
actual.
it's crooked here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, bring this. Tap around there. Okay, have the metal piston just a little. Okay, go back around it again. Okay, turn around. Pressure down on this. Be right with you. There you go. Look at that. All right, let's it up. Bearings going in. Okay.
Yeah, I just dropped the ratchet.
Okay. Get around here through it.
Where do we end off at?
65.
Final torque. Here we go.
Last one.
Take a magic marker now. And mark each one of them as you go. Just, yeah, anywhere, an X there, X on the side. Just
So,
let you know that you've done them.
Right. I was just thinking that. I'm gonna forget which one I did.
A little trick you can do. Go set the cam button. Get you a couple bolts and nuts, grind the head of them off flush. Better yet, put it in the lathe and turn it so they are straight. You take this here, gauge in between here. You want to tap this lightly, make sure it's all the way back.
Right.
And then you get that dimension. Measure this here to here again. and then see how much clearance you got, and then you take your timing chain cover and put this on here, measure it down, and you figure out how much you really got. Timing chains and they're good and snug like this one, you don't get much movement trying to reach in here and get a hold of the cam lobe and move it back and forth may not give you an accurate reading.
Cam button.
Or a lot of guys.
There she is, all 8 pistons shining down in all their bores, looking beautiful. Got our timing cover on here. Roger was showing you guys kind of how we can make sure we've got enough clearance between the front of our cam bearing, so this way this keeps the cam from riding out, walking out under load, and doesn't throw anything off on the alignment of all of the lifters. So this just needs a little bit of space between the front of this little bushing and the timing cover.
Lightly tap against the camshaft so you know it's fully seated against the block. You get you a couple of bolts and nuts, put them in a lathe and trim the head off good and square, because a normal bolt will have raised portions on it, so you want to get rid of that.
Right.
Take your dial in or dial calipers and set these the same distance, and you can put them between the two. Sometimes you use something picking up more surface area. Then you can drop a feeler gauge down behind that until you get the desired, and you can move these in and out an equal amount, and that'll tell you how much clearance you got. And then you take that figure and you glue your gasket on first. You got to add that thickness compressed, and then you take this and lay it across the timing chain cover.
Right.
And I realize that this is
Not out.
not a Mopar,
Yeah.
big block Chevy. But then you take your measurement from the center down
Right.
and see what the distance is, and come up with 5 to 8 thousandths is really good. And if you got any questions about your clearance, really, then you can take a little piece of modeling clay, cover up about half of where the cam button's hitting, and put a little piece of plastic, clear plastic, over it, a Ziploc bag, anything else. Set it up there, torque it all down, and then take it back off. Peel the plastic off, the clay will stay on the timing chain cover.
Right.
And since you're only covering half of it, then you can go off to the side and either use your dial calipers to, again, check for depth for your thickness, or if you don't have dial calipers, you can always just use feeler gauges and stack them up until you get that to the clearance that you want, and then you can go ahead and put it back on, and you know that it's right where it needs to be.
Heck yeah.
So,
Cool. Here's my timing chain cover that we're going to be installing, which is pretty.
yeah,
Gonna look good on the front of that.
yeah.
Where do we find our 440s? Everywhere.
Top secret.
Top secret locations.
This used to be the hole for your push rod for the
For the fuel pump.
but we're
Right.
not running a manual pump, so we'll leave the push rod out and plug the hole up.
Yeah, right. You got fans, Roger.
Yeah, well,
They blow cold air.
I hope you have a real life besides this.
This is my life right now, and I'm loving it.
Okay. Well, I am too, so
Heck yeah.
apparently it can't be all bad.
Yeah.
Damn right.
And taking notes along the way instead of having to deal with the people that think they're the only one that knows it,
Yeah.
and they're more than happy to point it out to me. So when it gets to that point, they generally get a picture of that.
Don't let it hit you on the way out.
Well, you know, they don't even have to get hit, but
That's true.
maybe they should when after I pointed that, or they possibly could get hit.
That's right. We love it. This is the center here of hot rod building, old school. Grandpa Roger's personal manual machine shop. Been doing this for over 50 years. He's the master.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
It is a nice time
Piece.
cover.
Yeah.
It's probably
Reinforce it a little bit with this here adds a lot of strength to it.
True.
Mopar insignia in the middle certainly doesn't hurt it.
Yeah, it's like 18 gauge. It's
Yeah,
pretty thick.
No, it's. I think if you compare that to an original one, this is considerably tougher.
Heck yeah.
So yeah, we like it.
Did good. Good shopping.
There you go.
That's right. Cool.
Another eBay success.
Summer racing on that one.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was only like 30 bucks. It actually wasn't all that much. What in the heck is that noise outside? Oh, Jesus. Babe, wash your car. Wash that filthy. Way to go, Roger.
Well, a little closer.
That's right. One step at a time. So Roger has finished going through cleaning up all the little ridges on the inside of the ports, and he's given a final once over the inspection. I think they look great.
We better stop before we fix them too good. Yeah, when you have a super high performance set of heads, what they'll do is cast them with all of these ports considerably smaller, so that way all of these imperfections that you're seeing here that we're not able to get completely rid of, then when they go in and machine it, that basically is the top layer, and they're just peeling that away. So then you'll get into a situation where, you know, your ports and everything are just consistent. There's no pinholes, no bumps, no nothing. So,
Right.
there you go.
She's signed off. We're good to go.
Yeah.
Do we just get them stuck on top of the block now and kind of put a push rod in there and see what we need for clearancing those?
No,
Or is
we'll
that-
go ahead and finish them up. We got to get a different set of keepers. There's the ones that come with a cam kit with a multi groove, and these are single groove valves. So
Okay, right?
just a little bit of touch up on them yet, and then we'll do final bath on them and final assembly, and put them on a motor and see what else don't fit.
Cool.
This should be pretty straightforward from here. We may have to cut the intake manifold, but if we do, we do.
We know a guy that can do that.
Yeah, I think I ran into him once, twice before.
Yeah.